Well, thanks everyone. Welcome to Zuma Beach in California. Do you remember the flying taxi from Hyundai that was done with Uber? Well, this is their latest offering. This is the Hyundai Elantra. This will actually be coming to dealerships very soon, unlike the flying taxi. This vehicle is made under the new Hyundai mantra of MECA. MECA stands for mobility, electrification, connectivity, and autonomous driving. And this vehicle is their latest offering. Does it meet all of those mantras that they're going for in the future? The Hyundai Elantra initially came onto the scene in 1990. This vehicle has been a key success for Hyundai, and the fifth generation in 2012 was actually the North American Car of the Year. In 2021, the seventh generation is now arriving. This is the one I'm driving. In 2020, it celebrated its 30th anniversary, which means that this vehicle is older than many people who are driving it today. Built on the new K3 platform, that means this vehicle has a more dynamic drive than in previous editions. The guys at Hyundai wanted to tune it so it had great response, great dynamic driving in the corners, but yet on long journeys was nice and comfortable. The drive modes allow you to put it in something like sport and get some nice acceleration out of it if you punch it. See what I mean? It's always worth having the value for money conversation about vehicles. The new Elantra starting at $19,650. It's a good value for money when you consider all of the things that you get with the brand new Elantra, but you also need to consider the resale value. Hyundais don't always sell for as much money as I think they're worth. However, they are a good brand new buy. Now, usually when we talk about design, we start at the front of the car, but I'm going to make it very different today and start at the back. Look how angular this vehicle is from the back, when so many of the cars nowadays look like dead haddocks lying on the beach. This one looks like an Audi A7 at the back. So many angular lines. Look at the different angles here, and they all meet here at the front in this door. 3 different angles, which is usually a big no-no in driver's design. Wheels, very angular shape, between 15 and 18-inch wheels. Angular daytime running lights, angular grille, angular bumper. This vehicle is very different. And if you drive one of the 7 vehicles that are in this class that are big sellers, you'll definitely stand out on the road. Is there enough space in this vehicle? Well, you're going to be surprised in one of the facts I'm going to tell you about this. First row, just over 42 inches. Second row, 38 inches, best in class. The back here is about 13.5 cubic feet. Overall, 113 plus cubic feet, which is actually more than a BMW X2 and more than a RAV4. Yes, this little car has more than some SUVs that are actually considered to be so much bigger. Does it have enough room for your whole family? I think we've answered that question. On the inside of the vehicle, there is a very curvy cocoon style display with 2 big screens under glass. It has a very high center console. It has this sort of interesting separation between driver and passenger, slim high-tech vents in the middle here, 64 colored LED lights, and the whole thing was digitally designed in a studio, which is kind of cool. One of the features that I'm the most impressed with is the cup holders. You got to take a look at these cup holders. They look like traditional cup holders where you put a cup in them, but they're sort of reversible, just the same as a reversible jacket. You can take out the center of the cup holders and look, reverse them for a smaller size cup. So go from a Rockstar to a Red Bull. It's the small things in cars like the design of the cup holders that make a huge difference. In this Elantra, they have a cup holder that can change its shape. You can put a regular bottle of water all the way down, or perhaps a big gulp. But if you want to put a small cup of coffee in here, when you go to reach in to get it out, you put your hand all the way into the cup of coffee just to get it low enough to pull it out. Well, if you pull out the cup holder, turn it around and put it back, you change the floor of the cup holder to raise it up. And now you can put a tall or a grande cup of coffee in here and easily be able to lift it all the way out without reaching all the way down to the bottom of the original cup holder. And that's what makes the design of this vehicle outstanding. When we talk tech and infotainment, this Elantra is absolutely packed. A 10.25-inch screen in front of me with all my gauge information. To the right of that, another large screen with all of my navigation and infotainment information. It can be split into two. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It also has a natural voice recognition system, which can actually listen to my voice and reply in a natural voice. Tell me things like last night's sports scores. It'll go to the internet to look for that sort of information. 8-speaker Bose system that sounds really great, especially good in a car of this size. It has the digital key. Don't forget, this is a key which allows you to open the car from a distance or just by tapping the key, which is your phone, against the door. It'll use near-field communications. It also has the memory where you can start the car from either a Google device or from Alexa outside the vehicle. And when you start it, it knows who started the vehicle. It can adjust things like your seat, your heat, and your music. If you choose a radio station, it can have that radio station tuned in. It has all your personal settings built into knowing who started the car. Leave your keys at home, leave your worries at home. I love the tech and infotainment. In this class, it's definitely a winner. Now, the Elantra competes with at least 7 other vehicles in its class. It has its sister vehicle, which is also made by the Hyundai Motor Corporation under the brand of Kia. That's the Forte. There's also the Jetta, the Sentra, the Corolla, the Impreza, the Mazda 3, and the Civic. That's a total of 7 vehicles, all competing for the same space. And that means the Elantra has to be an absolute winner in a tight race.
I'm Nik Miles.